Breaking news in the case of Matthew Mueller, the convicted kidnapper and rapist whose crimes are at the center of the American Nightmare documentary that's been on Netflix. And tonight, for the first time, we're hearing interrogation tapes from Mueller in which he confesses to sex crimes in Sacramento and Contra Costa counties.
They are chilling to hear these. Some of the crimes happened weeks after Denise Huskins and Aaron Quinn were kidnapped in Vallejo in 2015. While police called them liars, the focus of the Netflix documentary was everything that went down. KCRA 3's Michelle Bandor has been following Mueller's case closely and now joins us with what these tapes reveal. Michelle?
Well, Lisa, in the tapes recorded at an Arizona federal prison, Matthew Mueller describes the moments he broke into a home in San Ramon in 2015, tied up 3 people, then stole more than $30,000 from them by forcing one of those victims to go to the bank. Those victims were so terrified they never called police. Now, Mueller says he started planning this after the Huskins kidnapping as a way to make money. That's why he says he targeted so-called McMansions, specifically looking for homes with no camera surveillance.
I think I came early during the day, and while they were away, I went into the house via one of the windows and unlocked their outside screen door or the door that went to the little veranda that they had. And then that night, I climbed up onto the veranda, came in, woke them up, told them I had a few things to simulate, other people being there.
And Mueller also said he had a ladder to get to the second story, and then he threw it in a nearby ravine afterward. And after that confession, detectives later found that ladder late last year. You can see it in the picture. Now, also in those tapes, Mueller talked about his first known crime when he was a teenager in Folsom. He was recently convicted of kidnapping and sexual assault in connection with that crime dating back to 1993. Mueller says it happened at a campsite in Folsom, and he approached a teenage couple with his face covered and carrying a gun.
I ordered them out of the tent, and I think I verbally told them I had a gun, and they complied. They both came out of the tent. I told them that I just ordered their camping equipment, so you need to get out of the tent so I can get it. I believe I tied them both. And then I put the mail back in the tent, and I told him to stay quiet and that I was going to leave his girl someplace close, but was taking her now to make sure he stayed quiet.
And then he went on to graphically describe that he carried that woman away and sexually assaulted her. Now, in the tapes, Mueller says he wanted to confess specifically to the San Ramon crime because he felt bad after all these years that those victims might have felt scared that someone could come back and hurt them if they went to police.
Michelle, it is so chilling and eerie to hear him confessing to all this in detail. How did investigators know to look into these other crimes?
Well, after their ordeal, Denise Huskins and Aaron Quinn insisted law enforcement investigate other assaults that Huskins said Mueller alluded to during her captivity in Lake Tahoe. Now, he first confessed in letters to the Seaside Police Chief on behalf of Denise Huskins and Aaron Quinn, and then the El Dorado County District Attorney and an FBI agent interviewed Mueller in that Arizona federal prison last fall over several days. Now, for all of his crimes, Mueller has been sentenced to 4 life sentences on top of the 40-year federal sentence for Huskins and Quinn's kidnapping.
Well, I mean, this is the first time we've heard him speak, and just the matter-of-fact way he lays everything out is chilling, right on top of everything else that he did to those poor people. Michelle, we know you're going to have much more on this coming up at 8. We appreciate you laying that out there for us.